start recording. Welcome one and all to this recording. I just seen a video from the paranormal man. He's under the weather. Something, I think it's a virus or something he's caught. So instead of him doing a live stream of this, I'm going to do a recording and throw it up for him. Pretty much just to try to help him out. I know he's been a bit under the weather for a little bit now, so hopefully he gets better soon. But without further ado, we're going to jump straight into it. I'm going to start with Sir Spooks, one of his favourite ones to watch. And without further ado, let's start.
Hello everyone, my name is Sir Spooks and today we'll take a look at 5 scary videos. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any future uploads. Alright, let's begin. The following piece of footage may be one of the oldest scary videos that you can find on YouTube, published to the platform by a user named Momaru0062 on July 17th, 2007. In the video, which was filmed in the Malaysian state of Sabah, we watch blurry footage of a group of guys hanging out in the middle of the night. Nothing out of the ordinary whatsoever. However, in just a moment, we are about to see the true nature of this bone-chilling video. Let's take a look.
Jamane, pasane pukul 4:05 minit. Buring lah teman ni. Ni durang ni buring bula. Saya tahu nya. Ay slipper. Buring eh.
Kau pun karet masing, kan aku masing aku. Yes.
Si boy mana?
Dalam tidur.
Tidur pulang si boy ni. Buring eh.
Masing. Apa?
Buring.
Kalau dia sekolah tu. Oh. Kalau mucil lah.
Wah, nampak. Masuk. Masuk saya, Nur. Masuk, Nur.
Relax lah.
Masuk dulu. Astagfirullahaladzim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Subhanallah. Masuk dulu, masuk. Mari kamu dulu. Bukan cali ni, bukan cali. Masuk dulu. Bukan cali ni. Bukan cali. Cak mulut dulu. Baloi. Oh, dulu ke? Dia orang tu bawa ni.
Out of nowhere, the boys start to freak out upon noticing that there is something weird hanging around them. They believe it is a Pontianak, a mythological creature or ghost in Indonesia, Malaysia and Singapore. But strangely, even though the ghost seems to lurk around in the background for the entirety of the video, the boys only notice the alleged Pontianak about a minute into the video. The Pontianak, also sometimes referred to as Kuntilanak, usually takes the form of a pregnant woman who is unable to give birth to a child and is described as a long-haired woman dressed in white. What do you think? Was this simply a hoax? Or did these boys actually manage to capture authentic footage of the Pontianak? Or was this something else entirely? Be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below.
I seem pretty calm about it though.
A man on TikTok named Danny Moss, who's a TV presenter and paranormal investigator, runs an account known simply as The Paranormal Investigator, where he uploads clips of his various findings from ghost hunting. He definitely has plenty of creepy videos that are sure to make you want to sleep with the lights turned on, but there's one video in particular that certainly rises above the rest. The video starts off relatively normal as we watch a wall in a normal looking room, but in just a matter of seconds, this video is about to send shivers straight up your spine. Take a look.
Guys, watch this here. Oh my god.
See, these types of ones more believable than like the one before. Personally, I think it's more believable.
Out of nowhere, a mysterious ghostly apparition seems to move across the wall, much to the shock and awe of Danny, who definitely seems more mesmerized than scared. Someone in the background even chimes in admiration for this piece of footage. This is definitely a short clip, but it's also one that is guaranteed to blow you away. That is, if you believe it to be real. Do you think this footage is authentic, or are you more of a skeptic in this case? Be sure to let me know your thoughts and theories. Matthew Ball posted the following piece of footage to his YouTube account on March 4th, 2007, and was taken on a train that was going from Adelaide to Jacobs Creek in the middle of a nice sunny day. From what I could find on the internet, the location of this video seems to be somewhere in South Australia.
Of course it's...
In the video, we can see the outdoor scenery looking green and beautiful, but in just...
For those Aussies that would know this place, you'd probably know that it's pretty damn creepy, especially out in the wilderness in Australia. It's very, very well known for being haunted, and a lot of the indigenous spirits still roam the land. So yeah, Australia is a very haunted place.
Just a second, we are about to be subjected to another sight, and it's anything but beautiful. Let's look. Did you see it? If you look carefully, you can make out what appears to be a strange, ghostly apparition walking across the train tracks before the video abruptly ends. Sadly, the video itself doesn't have much context provided to it, so we don't know certain details that would surely help to figure out whether or not this is real or fake. However, thanks to the comment section, some people have provided some more information. Quote, "The area of the Barossa train line near Rowland Flat is notoriously haunted due to a train derailment in the late 1800s. There have been many stories of ghostly people crossing the tracks and causing further derailments. This could very well be one of the ghosts that haunts the train line." End quote. Another commenter said, quote, "I love this. My ancestors, great-grandparents times 5, lived in this exact area over 150 years ago and are buried at the Rowland Flat Cemetery. My husband and I went looking for their old house in Steingarten Road, Rowland Flat, in 2009, and we found the house of the brothers my relatives married all that time ago. And the person who was living in this house said the Schwarzkopf house on the other side of the dirt road was haunted and told us not to go in there. This is real." End quote. With that eerie backstory, it's no surprise many people believe this area to be haunted, and it makes the ghost sighting seen in this video all the more believable. So, is it real or fake? Either way, it's undeniably creepy.
Just gonna pause there. If you want me to do a solely Australian video on this and do a bunch of the Australian haunted places and all that, let me know in the comments below. I'll definitely love to do that.
The following piece of footage was posted to Reddit by a user who says the recording commenced in Hungary, Sobanka, on June 29th, 2020. As of the recording of this video, the post has over 13,000 likes, which is mind-blowing in itself. The video is sure to leave you breathless. The footage in question shows the gorgeous nature of Hungary, but by looking in the sky, you should be able to make out something rather bizarre, which seems totally out of place with the rest of the scenery, that will make you scratch your head. Have a look.
My screen is that dirty, so I can't really see too much. It was actually pretty good to capture that.
If you look at the footage when it is slowed down, you should be able to make out what appears to be some sort of strange, cylindrical shaped UFO. Usually, UFOs are shaped like discs, but this one is drastically different. The following submission statement explains a few important key points. Quote, "The object is seen going behind clouds, low visibility. The object simmers a metallic surface, seamless, no signs of propulsion. The object is seen making multiple sharp turns at very high speed, instant acceleration or anti-gravity technology. The original uploader stated it made no sonic boom when it should be at the speed it is going. The object is roughly calculated to be going around 1,800 kilometers an hour." End quote. It's no wonder so many people are baffled by this piece of footage. One commenter said, quote, "This video is excellent. The object is large enough that the camera can track it into the clouds, and it has an interesting flight path. The sunlight reflecting on the object appears natural. Plus, the dull grey metallic color is consistent with other descriptions of UAP. Compelling." End quote. Of course, it is entirely possible that this is not a UFO and this is someone's clever editing tricks at play here. But it is also entirely possible that this videographer was able to record authentic proof of aliens existing. Either way, it's a fascinating piece of footage. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below.
I was going to pause it there. Same thing, comments below. Let me know if you guys believe that there is more than just us in this universe. I mean, I'm skeptic about it. I want to believe, but I don't believe at the same time. I'm not full against it. But yeah, in the comments down below, let me know how you guys feel.
This final video was posted to YouTube on June 2nd, 2010 by a man named Andres Gonzalez. In the video, Andres writes, quote, "Sometimes I've heard noises at home, but I don't really care about it. But once, when I started to practice with my piano, strange things happened." End quote. He then goes on to insist that the footage is 100% real. Let's take a look at the video in question.
That's alright, doesn't matter. That's alright, doesn't matter. Very dirty screen though. It's a very dirty screen though. I need to clean it. I know I need to clean it.
Ooh.
Hello?
Perfect opportunity for a jump scare.
While playing around on his keyboard, he hears a strange noise that startles him immediately. What follows is scary noises inside of the house, as well as stuff being moved around. Even weirder, the television inside of his house turns on and off with lots of static before eventually a door slams shut seemingly all on its own. All of this happening in the span of just a few minutes. If this video is indeed real, then it's clear that Andres was, or perhaps still is, living inside of an extremely haunted house that he has hopefully moved out of since. This video is 13 years old, so let's hope that in that time he has been able to live peacefully.
And that is Spooks. Very, very interesting. Check my OBS, see everything still is all good. Yes, it is. We shall minimize. I really want to get a cloth to clean that. I don't know. I don't think no. I just need a normal cloth. That's right. We'll watch Nukes and we'll see how we go. Top 10.
When bad things come to those who wait. This next mysterious video was shared to the internet without a source. The footage appears to have been recorded by a CCTV camera inside a restaurant while the staff is finishing up work and cleaning up for the night. What happens next is shocking. And a bucket can be seen sliding across the restaurant floor by itself. But most horrifying of all, some kind of invisible force violently grabs the waitress by her hair and pulls her backwards out of frame. Now, without a source, we don't know what happened next. But I'm imagining lots of screaming and running. Oh dear. A couple of young hunters are out scouting the countryside for deer. They search and film through a camera with a long-range lens, when suddenly the hunter catches something that is just weird.
Respond while we're watching them.
Alright.
How do you track them?
There's 2 more black dots. Cody.
How do you turn this on?
You see that? Oh, what the crap? Is that a guy? What the frick?
What the f***?
What was that?
He's walking creepy.
Dude, that was a skinwalker. What?
Follow him.
I videoed it. What the frick?
I'm gonna get my.
That was a skinwalker.
No. What?
Even in the distance and with the bad video quality, it is obvious that some strange, large, misshapen figure seems to be chasing the deer and running at an inhumanly fast speed. The unidentified figure looks humanoid in shape but appears to run on all fours like an animal. The guys are confused and laugh it off, but are baffled by what they just captured. The hunters still have no idea what they filmed to this day. Through the eyes of a child.
That was weird.
Early one evening in Louisiana, Mallory Weber is taking a fun video of her son Cashton when something unexpected happens that absolutely chills her.
Cheese! Cheese! What you doing? What you see? What? What do you see? Who are you saying hi to? Who are you saying hi to? Dude, you need to stop that. You're freaking me out. Come on.
The little boy appears to see someone standing inside Mallory's bedroom. Someone he calls Paw Paw. Freaked out by his behavior, Mallory quickly walks over to the bedroom to look inside. But there's no one there. Baffled by what just happened, she posts her video to TikTok where it quickly spreads and is watched by millions. Her comment section is flooded with questions, so she decides to answer a few in 2 more videos.
There's really not much of a backstory, I'm sorry. I was just videoing him being cute and saying cheese, and then that happened. Never happened before. Both his grandpas are still alive. It's my grandpa and my husband's grandpa that both passed away like a year ago. He did meet both of them. They never lived in my house before. That bedroom was me and my husband's bedroom. I'm trying to think of all the questions because I want to answer all y'all. I don't know. That's about it. This never happened before, so that's why I was telling him to stop, and that it was freaking me out because I didn't know how to respond. It never happened, and it was freaking me out. But that's about it. Who's Papa? Papa could be my grandpa or my husband's grandpa because they both passed the same year. Both my son's grandpas are both alive. I don't know if you call them grandpas, papas, grandfather, I don't know, but we call them Papa. That's how they are down here. That's what we call them. I hope that answered your question. I don't know.
So could it be that the boy saw the spirit of one of his parents' grandfathers? Or what do you think is going on here? Let me know.
You seem scared at the start though, it's backing up.
In another video, this time from Georgia, proud mother Christy is home alone with their 2-year-old son Levi when he too sees something that his mother just can't see.
Where's your favorite place to go?
Distracted.
What do you see?
I see stuff in a hand. I see stuff in a hand in a tiny.
You see what?
A bad thing.
A bad thing?
A bad thing.
What does it look like?
A ghost.
A ghost?
It's one.
No, there's no ghosts. No ghosts here. Ghosts be gone.
I wanna see a hand here. Mommy, go in my room. It's not sad in my room.
It's not scary in your room? Well, you need to stop acting weird.
It's sad here.
It's not scary in here.
I feel everything floating in the hat.
There's a scary thing floating? Where?
The hat.
Baby, there's nothing there.
Yes, it is.
No, there's not. Stop it. Stop it.
Little Levi appears to see something that he describes to be...
Okay, it's hit and miss. To me, that sort of seemed a bit staged. Like, she's told him to say stuff like that, and then, you know, it's sort of been planned. I mean, if it was scary, he'd be more terrified.
A quote, bad thing. A quote, ghost. And a quote, scary floating thing. He urges his mother to go to his room where, in his words, it's not scary. After the shock wears off a little, Christy seems to kind of believe him, and she follows her son into his room.
Look, it's kind of Sammy. Go in my room. Try to go in, Mommy. Go in my room. Drink is Sammy. Oh, go in my room. Mommy, come with me.
Okay.
Cool. Mommy, cool. Mommy, come in here too. It's nothing scary.
Nothing scary.
Now, it's worth mentioning that Christy's TikTok page is completely dedicated to cute videos of her son, but none of them have anything to do with the paranormal, except these two. So could little Levi really be seeing a ghost? Something that's scary enough for him to warn his mother and guide her to safety? Let me know what you think. We need scary videos. So if you see a scary video that you think would be great on the top 5, email us at nukestop5@gmail.com. The Inheritance. This next TikTok user might seem familiar to you as we've featured the beginning of his story on Nukes Top 5 before. Now Jacob says that he inherited his grandmother's house after she passed away, and he now lives in the old home. While cleaning out his grandmother's belongings, he finds a creepy old antique jester doll. Jacob feels eerily drawn to the strange doll and decides to keep it, sitting it on top of a bureau in his bedroom. It was a very bad idea. One night, Jacob is woken up by the sound of knocking coming from his bedroom closet.
I just heard knocking from the closet.
Soon after posting this horrifying video, Jacob just sort of disappeared from the internet. Now it's nearly 7 months later, and Jacob is back. He says he's been busy slowly renovating the house and has now moved the jester doll into its own room. Jacob says that for 7 months, nothing really happened. But then late one night, Jacob is again woken up by a strange sound. What happens next is chilling.
I just heard banging.
Jacob hears loud banging coming from the room next to his, the room where he keeps the jester doll. He gets up to investigate but finds nothing out of the ordinary. But then he hears loud footsteps coming up the staircase right behind him. The door to the doll's room slowly swings open, and when he turns around, the doll now seems to be staring at him. Jacob's absolutely freaked out and decides to move the doll once again, but this time he leaves it all the way down in the basement. After everything that's happened, he decides to buy a security camera to keep an eye on the creepy doll. And that might have been a mistake, because just days after putting the jester doll down in the basement, things start to happen that are absolutely terrifying. strange shadows can be seen moving around the creepy doll, and TikTok viewers swear that they can see one of the doll's eyes moving. But that's not all that Jacob's security camera captures. What happens next is pure nightmare fuel. The doll's arm moves by itself just before the basement light bulb shatters. Then in a later video, the camera is pushed over without explanation. Jacob now believes he might have inherited a seriously haunted house and doll, and is getting increasingly more freaked out as each night passes. He doesn't want the doll anywhere near him and will continue to keep it in the basement. You can follow Jacob's paranormal captures over on his TikTok page, The Clown Doll 5. What waits below. Paranormal investigators Jeff, Phil, and Mark from the YouTube channel Ghost Tech Paranormal Investigations explore the Kelvedon Hatch nuclear bunker in England. In the early 1950s, the bunker was built 125 feet underground and was intended to be the center of operations for the UK if there was ever a nuclear attack. The entrance to the massive structure is hidden inside an otherwise very normal-looking cottage in the middle of nowhere and surrounded by woods. Visitors and staff have often reported seeing multiple apparitions inside the bunker walls. An old lady is often seen wandering the hallways. A female Royal Air Force officer in uniform is said to appear and shout at visitors to get out. And finally, a male officer known as Charles allegedly wanders the areas on the second floor. The bunker was decommissioned in 1992 and is now a museum. The Ghost Tech Paranormal Investigations team plans to spend the entire night underground in the bunker as they attempt to capture evidence of the alleged ghostly sightings. Now, the Kelvedon bunker has 3 levels, and the investigators find themselves on the top floor passing through the dormitories. On a previous investigation of the Kelvedon Hatch nuclear bunker, lead investigator Jeff says that he experienced a completely unnerving paranormal experience in this very room.
Bloody hell, Jeff. You alright? That made you jump?
I got touched on my arm. Look, in there. Right now. Hello? Did you just touch me?
And now, years later, Jeff and his team are back again, alone inside the same dormitory room and in pitch black darkness once again. The guys do their investigation and then decide to leave the dorms. But it did not go well.
We finished the session in the dormitories, and as we try to leave, the door will not open, as if it's been held from the other side. I try to open the door, pulling as hard as I can, but the door will not open.
Who's holding that door?
Can we come out, please? We want to come out now. Thank you.
there's nothing wrong with that door now.
The dormitory exit door seems to be held shut by some unknown force. But then, after a polite request, it suddenly just opens with ease. Jeff says that it felt like someone was holding the door shut on the other side. Now, this is where things take a very creepy turn. After a long night of investigating, the team heads off to bed. Bill is preparing to lay down inside the dormitories when, unbeknownst to him, their static camera captures something chilling.
Phil arranges his bed. There is no one else on this level at this time. And as he climbs into his bunk bed, a figure which moves at great speed passes the window at the far end. You can see the dark hair and a white shirt as it passes by.
An unknown figure passes by the same door that was held shut by something earlier. The Ghost Tech team says that no one else was on this floor at this time, and the entrance to the bunker was locked shut. Also, it goes without saying that this small dark-haired figure certainly doesn't look like any of the Ghost Tech team. So just who or what is this? You can watch this investigation with even more spooky moments over on the YouTube channel, Ghost Tech Paranormal Investigations.
I mean, the door thing could be hoaxed. I mean, it's not hard to pretend to pull on a door and do that motion. I mean, anyone can do it. And even though he said it felt like it was being held from the other side, generally when someone holds a door from the other side, you still get that movement with the door. That slight movement, then it shuts again. You know, not many times you can actually hold a door solid while someone's pulling on the other side.
Misfire. Nuke's Top 5 viewer Luke Hosea reached out to me about a very strange event that took place in broad daylight on the street in front of his home in Leicestershire, England. The spooky and baffling moment was caught by his family's CCTV camera.
No, it's not showing anything. I mean, it's not a very clear picture because there's lights quite shining on it.
A bizarre bright light that resembles fire seems to appear out of nowhere behind the cars. Luke says that neither he or his family have any idea what these strange fireballs could be. There are no electrical lines and no telephone lines running above this particular area. So I leave it up to you. What do you think this strange ball of light is? I'm stumped, so let me know. The Waving Woman. Paranormal investigators Pete and Dan from the YouTube channel Night Watchers Paranormal Australia set out to investigate the allegedly haunted Mapleton Cemetery in Australia. The story goes that over the years, many people have witnessed the eerie apparition of a woman crossing the road next to the cemetery. They say that the mysterious woman waved at them and then seemed to disappear right before their eyes. Dan and Pete began their investigation by setting up 2 static cameras, one recording in night vision mode. As the investigators are still deploying several motion sensors around the graveyard, their night vision camera captures something truly bizarre. A dark shadow-like figure can be seen quickly darting from right to left across the cemetery grounds. Now, whatever it is, the figure is dense enough that it actually blocks out the light of Pete and Dan's flashlight as it passes right behind them. The 2 investigators don't hear or see anything at the time, and they only discover what they captured later when reviewing their footage. So could it be that the mysterious waving woman made an appearance? Or Let me know what you think this is. You can watch this entire investigation and many more over on the YouTube channel, Night Watchers Paranormal Australia, Danvers State Hospital. So these next two videos were posted to YouTube a long time ago, and nothing in either video was intended to show anything supernatural. In fact, both videos were posted by urban explorers who have never posted a single paranormal video ever. But some sharp-eyed Nuke's Top 5 viewers watched these videos and noticed something strange that was missed. The first video was sent in by Nuke's Top 5 viewer Macy Asher. The video was recorded way back in 2003 by a guy named Dave who was filming inside the infamous old Danvers State Hospital. The Danvers Hospital was an insane asylum built back in 1874. Eventually, it was discovered that patients were being subjected to horrible treatment and abuse at the hands of the hospital staff. Danvers State Hospital was closed and abandoned in the 1990s. It goes without saying that the huge empty structure was said to be extremely haunted. So Dave is exploring the basement while recording everything on an old analog camcorder. Dave doesn't know it, but he captures something truly bizarre. Did you see it? A dark figure can be seen moving inside a doorway. Now, Dave has never said that what was captured was anything paranormal. In fact, he's never even saw the figure. And the footage is over 20 years old. But a watchful Nuke's Top 5 viewer spotted this creepy figure, and I'm not sure what it is. Could it be that Dave accidentally captured the spirit of a Danvers Hospital patient? We'll never know, because Danvers Hospital was torn down in 2007 and replaced by luxury apartments. Seems like a scary place to live. School spirit. This next video was sent in by Nuke's Top 5 viewer Ethan Sheely, who together with his brother used to explore abandoned places in North Carolina and upload their footage to YouTube. But since then, Ethan has moved away from home, so no more exploring. One night, Ethan is feeling a bit nostalgic about the old explorations with his brother and takes a look back at their old videos. In a video where he is exploring an abandoned 1950s middle school, he spots something that he had never noticed before. Did you see it? At the end of a hallway, a dark figure can be seen stepping out of a doorway and then disappearing right back inside. Ethan explains that he and his brother explored every single inch of the building that day, and they didn't find any squatters or homeless people in the building. So he has no idea who or what this could be. Hell's Kitchen. This next spooky video from Krugersdorp, South Africa was shared to Reddit by user Puzzleheaded Snow 23. The footage shows a woman taking a tour through an empty apartment, recording each room as she goes. But it seems that there might be something else inside the apartment with her. Did you see it? An unidentified figure can be seen walking through a door and just passing through the kitchen. Reddit user Puzzleheaded Snow 23 claims that the filmer didn't notice whoever or whatever this is. So is this strange footage proof of the paranormal? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide. Thanks so much for.
And yeah, that one, again, don't know if there's someone else there with them, really. You go on word for word with these people. I mean, personally, I think it's all hoax when they do things like that, because you don't actually know if there is someone else. You can't prove that there's someone else there with them. But yeah, to me, seems to be hoax. Chills has got 42 minutes. I'm gonna skip his, even though I want to do Chills. I'm not going to. We're gonna end with King Frostmare, and I'll do a Chills one at a later date. But yeah, again, let me know in the comments down below if you guys wanna see me do an Australian one. There's so many paranormal investigators here in Australia. I'll have to do a bit of research and try and find the top ones, obviously, and I'll do their videos for sure, but let me know down below.
Time to take a look at the scariest dashcam videos of the year so far. Now let's buckle up and stay frosty. This is a dashcam recording uploaded by the driver of the vehicle, Mitch Kuhn. Mitch was driving along the Hume Highway in Bardia, southwest Sydney one Sunday night, when he noticed that a really eerie looking object seemed to be making its way right on the highway. It looked like a small child to him, and immediately after seeing this, he called the police. Mitch was unable to stop the vehicle at the time, since they were carrying a huge toy hauler. Mitch states that he called the local station after realizing the dashcam would have caught the footage. He called to see where he could send the video to help them, so the police saw what it was and where this incident took place. Shortly after, he was told by the police that the kid had been collected safely and was on its way home. However, Mitch states that he found out later that the police had not found a child, and the search was called off early in the morning. No explanation had been given for this behavior, ever. And it leaves us wondering what was going on here that night, what this mysterious thing was, and why the police would cancel the search and misinform Mitch on the phone. What a weird story. Do you have an explanation? The next video was captured in Northumberland, England, where a man caught something rather creepy during a nightly ride on a lonesome country road. The road was situated close to the Middleton farm, where, during World War II in 1933, a pilot had crashed down with his plane in a fatal maneuver. The young man capturing the incident believes that he might have caught the pilot's spirit on video that night. People say that this could indeed be a man dressed in a pilot jumper suit, holding what appears to be a helmet under his arm and raising his other hand up in the air. What's even more interesting than these observations is that the young driver decided to pick the man up after all, turning around and slowing down. However, the man had mysteriously disappeared into thin air. Why this was not shared with us is unknown, and pretty unfortunate, so we can only speculate what had unfolded in these fields that night. This video was shared by Nardan S, who was also on a nightly trip home. It is suspected that Nardan was traveling on a trike or similar motor vehicle of some sorts, and all that is known is that the forest leads through a pretty notorious haunted part of town. He wrote that he saw somebody standing in the distance, which made him quite uneasy, but eventually he drove past and captured something extremely creepy. The strangest and most scary part of this recording is the fact that whoever is standing on the side of the road in some sort of white cloth does not seem to have a face. It's just a head without any human features.
It doesn't even move.
So I don't think that it is that far-fetched for the driver to think that he was capturing a ghost on his camera at the time. Who can say for sure though? This video was supposedly captured by the dashcam of a police officer who was out on patrol this night. It was a regular shift for him up until that point. But that changed rather quickly. The officer notices something strange on the road and then drives straight through it. He felt that something was not right and turned around right after to see if anything was there. We can clearly see a mist-like apparition that seemingly seems to float right through the police cruiser. It almost looks like a humanoid form. Strange, isn't it? Reason enough for the policeman to turn around. And then this thing appears again from the right side of the screen. Many people are sure that something paranormal was going on in this recording. Was it maybe a spirit on a nightly walk? Or what else could have caused these mist-like figures in your opinion? Pretty mysterious.
How many of you guys think that you just drive through something you wouldn't even realise?
The next video is an infamous dashcam recording, which was captured by a man who was on his way home from work. He works till late at night, so the roads are generally never that busy whenever he is in his car. The way home leads through an old tunnel that was built straight through an old mountain. Apparently, the mountain is pretty notorious for its ghost sightings. Many people claim to have seen spirits and lost souls there, but the man never thought anything of these ghost stories until tonight. Something rather creepy happened to him.
Waiting for it the whole time then.
There was certainly a transparent figure standing in the middle of the road. And the car passes straight through it. The driver swears that he did not see anything at the time, but heard a really odd noise, as if he was hitting something at the time, which was the reason why he went through the footage at home, and then he saw this creepy apparition. The question is, what was this thing doing there that night? Was it maybe just a strange reflection? What's your idea? The following video was recorded by a truck driver who was delivering a freight. The job took him through several hundred miles of road already, and he stated that he was driving for a good 7 hours at this point. The area that he was passing through at the time is apparently notorious for its many mysterious encounters. Every so often there would be a strange article in the local newspaper about ghostly apparitions that are crossing the road, or hitchhikers that were seen disappearing on the side of the road when people pulled over to give them a ride. But then there are even more creepy reports of the ghost of a lady who can be seen every now and then, standing in the middle of the road, but missing parts of her upper body. Strange, isn't it? Well, this man believes to have come eye to eye with her that night.
Truck drivers have seen so many things at one
Hola, sí, buenas, pero muy buenas madrugadas, disculpa la pinche tardanza, pero que tenías que estar escuchando. Órale, que sí,
Give them that other car. Put their brakes on too.
People do claim to see a pair of legs that could be belonging to a woman, perhaps in a white skirt of some sorts. It is particularly creepy, since the skin is all grey, making many believe that this is indeed the spirit of somebody that might be bound to that place. Could this be? But then there's also a weird orb-like object right on top of that skirt. What exactly it is, the driver had no idea.
See, to me it looks like the legs are down here and that's the torso and there's the head.
But in his mind it is clear.
Yeah, there's a head there. That's the torso and that's legs. They're the shoes.
That it's not stemming from our world.
Head there.
Very eerie indeed.
Pants and shoes.
The next incident was shared by Myrtle Sorosa, who was riding along a lonesome road with some of her colleagues one night. The incident that was about to follow scared them so much that she shared the encounter on her social media. The story goes that the group was traveling on the road from Samar to Tacloban City in support of a school advocacy tour. They were stranded in eastern Samar for 2 days because of a typhoon. They apparently had to turn back because their route to the Tacloban airport was already flooded by 6 feet high water, and their alternative route was inaccessible due to a landslide. Sorosa described the road they were traveling on as having no street lamps, and most of the area they were crossing was uninhabited. At around 12:40 a.m., she said they saw something eerie.
Saying it, they're all yelling and carrying on, but here. So that could be an animal, could be anything.
Myrtle describes the object to the left as being the size of a child, and even when passing by, it also looked like a small kid with very pale skin that was just standing there. Given all the weathery roadblocks, they were pretty startled and felt sick to their stomachs. Myrtle asked her followers if it is a realistic scenario for a living kid to roam the streets alone at night in such an area. What do you think?
I can't talk, I used to run the streets when I was a teenager, especially at night time on the weekends.
Some of you might be familiar with the next dashcam recording that made quite the rounds last year. This, however, is the original recording that I could uncover, which was captured by a cab driver who was just dropping off his passenger and then getting ready for his next pickup. The camera in the vehicle was recording constantly for safety reasons, as most cameras in cabs, Ubers, etc. do. After driving for a few more minutes, he seemed to already have been traveling with a new passenger without him even knowing. As we zoom in, it becomes eerily evident that the man had picked up the spirit of a lady who seemed to have enjoyed a free ride. What an extremely terrifying incident, especially since the man didn't even realize that he was transporting an entity from the afterlife. At least that is what many of the viewers believe. If this wasn't a spooky ghost encounter, what else could have caused this crystal clear image of the lady in the back seat? Just an odd reflection from somewhere? A prank that somebody played on him? Some really great editing, perhaps? Let me please hear your theories. The following video was recorded by Glenn. He contacted me via Instagram and stated that one night he had captured a shape in the fields when driving around. He got out of his car, walked up to it, and it apparently looked like a man on fire. But he could see right through the shape. It was so bizarre that he started recording the incident.
Is it moving towards us?
At first, one might think that this is just a regular fire, a bonfire perhaps, or the entrance to a cave. One might think that it looks like as if it's lifting its arm. What really stands out to me is the movement of the fire creature. I have no explanation of what we are seeing here. Maybe
I mean, to me it looks like an old man. He's got his walking cane and then he just waves with his left arm.
an interdimensional being, something paranormal on the side of the road. Quite eerie though, isn't it? This video was captured by traffic camera, and while not technically a dashcam video, it's so weird that I decided to share it with you today. Franco had shared the video with me and told me that it was recorded in South America. The area this traffic camera is located at is apparently known for its many strange encounters, and there have been a few people that swore that they have seen the Chupacabra creature close to the woods surrounding these old roads, and the security guard that stumbled over this recording believes to either have captured the said creature or something even creepier. Quite shocking, isn't it? You can clearly see a person stepping out of the dark forest area to the left side of the screen, which is quite dangerous since we see a car driving towards it in the back.
No reflection.
Then it morphs into some form of animal and disappears back into the forest. Some people believe that this animal looks like a lion, or boar of some sorts.
Shush.
And others believe this to be chupacabra, but it is pretty big, isn't it? I find it is quite significant, and a really mysterious recording. Was it maybe even a ghost? Who can say?
It's a bit iffy, that one. There's no reflection of the car coming from behind it. You think the lights would hit it. The lights go a little bit further than that. But then in saying that, the lights didn't look like they went that far on that car, did they? I mean, where it got down and moved, though, that sort of creeped me out. I'd hate to be that bloke that was standing in the left-hand side of the screen there. That would have been an experience and a half.
This video was captured by a man from the United States, and he was just getting ready to go to work one morning. He was parked in front of the house of an elderly lady that had passed just a few days prior. The neighbors were stating that ever since the lady had passed, there were some really awkward noises that could be heard, stemming from inside the abandoned home, as well as weird shadows that could be seen in the windows. Once the man noticed some odd movement this morning, he made sure that his camera inside the car would capture the rest of the inexplicable activity. Besides the weird movement in the window, there is a terrifying floating shadow that appears right behind the gate. The unsettling part is that it was impossible for the man to see it with his own eyes. Only the camera in the car had captured it. The shadow is completely motionless, and the man has the unsettling feeling that it could belong to the lady that had passed. Maybe her wandering, or in this case floating spirit. The video was never explained, even to this day.
That's getting a bit numb.
This video was shared by a driver who wasn't quite sure what to make of what he caught that night. He posted this encounter on the paranormal Reddit section and stated that he felt something rather inexplicable was going on that night. He was on his way home from work, and on this particular stretch of road where the incident was captured, ghostly sightings are nothing rare. Even some of his family members stated that they also have seen ghosts on the road. But of course nothing ever was documented on their part. What really struck the driver as odd is that his radio malfunctioned after he passed by a pale figure. What would a woman be doing there late at night? Not to mention that this is pretty dangerous, of course, standing so close to the road. Many people have the opinion that maybe in fact this was one of the several paranormal encounters that seem to take place here ever so often. Is this realistic in your opinion? Quite weird how the skin of this lady is a bit illuminated almost, just like her dress. And what about the radio interference? What a strange coincidence. This video was recorded by the dashcam of a man who was visiting the infamous Gettysburg Cemetery one night. There have been numerous creepy videos that freak people out over the years. In this case, the driver of the car was parked and didn't see anything himself at the time. His dashcam, however, kept recording, and after reviewing the footage, it turned out that he might not have been alone after all. To some, it looks like the spirit of a man is walking past the cannon to the right, a man that is wearing an old uniform.
Old Civil War, maybe?
It is quite hard to come up with an explanation for this recording, if it wasn't staged, of course. Could this man capture a spirit, possibly reliving his days on the battlefield? What do you think? This recording stems from another nightly driver who was traveling on a highway around 3:42 in the middle of the night. Little did he know that he was about to record the possible reason for a really odd accident that had occurred this night. We can see a big rig that is driving in the distance, and then for whatever reason, the truck is ramming the car in front and the accident unfolds. At first, the man recording assumed that the little car must have lost traction, and then having the big rig drive straight into it. However, take a good look at the left side of the highway. Quite eerie how a thin black shadow apparition is just standing there, while all the other cars are driving by. Was this perhaps the reason for the accident? Did the small car try to avoid it, causing it to lose control, and then crashing into the truck? It can only be speculated what exactly had happened here that night, but it certainly strikes me as a paranormal incident.
Afterwards, did they turn and go have a look and see the person was still standing there?
This video has been uploaded by Quemahoning Paranormal Group. They believe that the uploader might have come face to face with the Lantern Man that night. The Lantern Man of the Quemahoning Dam is an entity that is said to lurk in and around the reservoir. He is most often encountered as a distant, out-of-place red light, where there should be no logical reason to be one. The man who filmed this clip claims to have been driving home from a fishing trip on a remote stretch of road that runs through the thick forest surrounding the Quemahoning Reservoir. We certainly can see an eerie-looking figure in some form of black clothing. Some say he almost looks skeletal, and that it might be the spirit of someone who drowned within the dam a long time ago. Could this really be his spirit? What a terrifying thought, coming across a sinister-looking apparition like this in the middle of nowhere. All on your own. How nightmarish.
I mean, I wouldn't be stopping.
Now we are taking a look at the video that was initially captured by a man on a bicycle, and he was on his way to buy some groceries. It was early evening and he was riding along a busy city road. After a short while, it becomes apparent that an accident must have taken place. Naturally, the man was curious and looking around a bit when passing by the scene. As it turned out later, a fatal collision had taken place. And as sad as this is, it is believed that the spirit might have still been at the scene after the incident. Let's take a look.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. Even the boats, like, so they got almost look like they got wellies.
The man recording checked the footage at home and had to realize that an eerie-looking pale figure in a white dress can be seen, standing in the middle of the road. And what's even more, they seem to be missing their head. For the man, there was no doubt that this scary-looking thing was a headless ghost, but he is uncertain if it was indeed the spirit that could have been related to the crash. Whatever the answer, it's pretty creepy though, isn't it?
Alright, well that's going to do that there. So we're going to close that down. We're going to jump back into OBS so you're not looking at my back screen. Yeah, that was interesting. I'm quite baffled by that one. So again, subscribe if you're new to the channel, leave a like, comment down below what your thoughts were of some of the videos, do a timestamp on it, and I'll go back through and rewatch it and figure out what scene you're talking about. Again, if you want to see me do an Australian one, I'll do a purely Australian one, and possibly a southwestern Australian one where I am. If I can find any, I'll do some research, some digging during the week. And again, this is going up because the paranormal man is sick at the moment, which is very unfortunate, and I hope he does get a lot better soon. But I'm going to leave it here. Again, thank you for watching. If you did watch all the way through, massive thanks. It does help out with getting the hours and all that done as well. And I shall see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.